Hello. I think we'll start now. People are still joining, and then hi, Brinda. Yeah, I think we'll start now. So, good afternoon, everyone. Let me first introduce you. Welcome to the session, and let me introduce you to our trainer and expert, Brinda. So,
Hi everyone.
okay. So, Miss Brinda is a highly experienced dog trainer who has been working with dogs for over a decade. She specializes in dog behavior modification and has helped countless pet parents train their furry friends in a positive and effective manner. So, and Brinda also runs her own bakery, Brinda's Pet Bakery, where she makes homemade treats for furry friends. So I'll be sharing that details also with you. So Brinda, let's give it to
Thank
you.
you, Arya. Yes, yes. If everybody's, comfortable, why don't we all get on a
Ha,
video call where we can see everyone?
yeah, it would be great if you guys can like
Yes.
switch on your cameras and it will be more interactive that way. So if you're
Yeah.
comfortable, you can switch on your camera and you can like have a conversation. So
Yes, that
like
will be. I feel a lot less like I'm talking to myself.
I would have opened, but I'm actually at home, so I'm just not opening the
That's
camera.
fine. You're still you're just yeah, I know. And for you it's fine. I mean for pet parents.
Right. I'll just give a like a normal like how we do the session is Brinda takes over the queries one by one. So the participants like the pet parents who have a query can raise their hand and ask the question, and she solves the queries and she answers the questions one by one. So let's start that way if that's okay.
Yeah.
So, as we have like the session was specifically organized for the Beagle community, and we have a lot of Beagle pet parents in the session today. And so, I think
Yeah.
let's start with like if you guys can raise your hand, if you have any queries, you can ask to Brinda, and you can also put it in the chat. So, either way you are comfortable, we can do it that way, and or you can unmute yourself and you can ask if anyone wants to go first. Or I'll start with acha, Roshni wants to. Yeah, Roshni, you can unmute yourself and you can ask.
Yeah, hi. I had typed in this in the forms as well. So I'll just give you a background. I have a beagle who is about 2.5 years old, and she's not professionally trained. We've trained her at home as much as we could. So there's only one concern that I have is, she just starts taking off on certain people while on a walk. And this I've observed she does while with me or somebody from the family. But, at
Yeah.
times, she's with the walker, very rarely that is. But when the walker comes in, she's all fine and he has no complaints. So I just wanted to know why, this could happen and how could we control it?
Yeah. So two ways to do this. If you haven't seen yourself if that happens with the walker or not, we can never be sure. But let's assume that this doesn't happen with the walker and it's happening only when family members are taking her out. Because she has some real connection with you guys. So she feels like a sense of security when she's around you. And that's why she starts. You're saying she lunges onto people sometimes, just out of nowhere.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. A lot of reasons. So since you said that she's not been trained professionally, what sometimes non-trainers don't know are, importance of socializing a dog at the right time. And when I say socializing, I mean going for a walk, being around, not constantly meeting people, being around human beings that look different. That's part of socializing when dogs are very small. So maybe she's lunging at sometimes typically somebody that looks a certain way, dressed a certain way, or it could be because she's slightly fearful of passing by people that look into her eyes directly. Because in the dog world, staring at somebody is very threatening. So it could be when somebody that's scared of dogs is passing by, they'll like look at the dog and they'll be like, whether the dog is doing anything to me or not, and passing by. Dog catches onto that, not in a good way, and thinks, why is this person staring at me? And the dog reacts back by lunging. So with age, what your dog has learned is to give it back before something threatening happens to her. And
Okay.
she's like, I feel does that most with family members because of a sort of relationship she has with each one of you. And the way you hold the leash is different from the way a walker would hold the leash. The way you react when people are passing by is already sending her a signal through the leash. So maybe you are anxious in a certain way and she picks on that and reacts. So there are
Okay.
multiple reasons why this happens. Because she was younger, or it started to happen just after she turned, let's say maybe 9 months, 10 months, or a year old. Or it's very, very new.
So
When did
so
it
it
start?
was it was worse when she was a pup. It's mellowed down quite a bit. So if it was 9 out of 10 earlier, it's just 2 or 3 out of 10 now.
Okay, it's mellowed down. She's been spayed or anything, or
She has been, yeah.
also a part of the reason. Hormonally, it's made a difference. So when she was a puppy, again coming back to if she did it when she was a puppy, she did it because she had not understood everything around me is okay. People
Okay.
looking in my eye in a
Mm.
different way that look different, that give a sense different, which is sense of fear, are also okay. One, two, with a beagle, the kind of relationship and games you play with the beagle makes a very big difference with how they react to the outside world. Any dog actually. So chase games. If you've ever played running around behind the dog, or if you've ever let dog run behind you,
Mm-hmm.
too
Yeah.
much chase games in the house, dog will start to mirror the same kind of actions outside of the house with other human beings because they feel like that this is okay. So even if somebody walking fast or if someone on the cycle or scooter and if she does, "Ah," it's because the movement of it, the movement criteria in that is bigger because we created the trigger.
Bella, this is typically what
And
she does.
yeah, yeah, I can tell because a lot of times, a lot of people feel, let's tire the dog. And their way to tire the dog is running behind them or letting them run behind us. Around, usually, typically, we do that around a dining area or sofa area, wherever. And then you see after like a round or two, they start getting a bit uh extremely overwhelmed and triggered. And then they're like, "Ah, ah, 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 ah," they're running. And then we stop. And
Yeah.
then the dog stops. So what is the dog understood? If I do this, whatever movement that's happening will go away or it will stop.
Okay.
So now I'm guessing 80% of the reason is this. Now I'm going to give you a very simple exercise as to how you should stop this or how you should help stop this. Understand when this is happening. Is it only happening when there is too much movement? Is it happening when someone's staring at her? Now, once you have understood that, and if you're with your dog walking, you can see my dog, the demo
Yeah.
dog. Oh, demo dog. I have a demo dog right now. Easiest to explain on a call. If you're walking with your dog and if you see someone from the other side coming
Mm-hmm.
and you feel you should now start preempting it and you should now start understanding there is a little bit of a I understand when my dog is going to react. There is a little pull. The
Yes,
ears
yes.
go the ears go up.
Yeah.
Dog is staring. From the back side of the dog, because you're walking with the dog, you understand the posture has changed a little bit. All this
Correct.
I'm telling you in 3 seconds, you have to understand there is a change in your dog with
Yeah.
whatever is coming from the front. When you start understanding that change, snap the dog out of that trigger or whatever the trigger is going to happen, which means your dog's name is Tofu, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Tofu, hey. So, I don't want you to say no, don't do it, doesn't work. You've passed that time. And I don't think that's the right way to stop a dog from doing something. The
Mm.
best good way to do is distraction. So every
Okay.
time she's like that, and you have to say, Tofu, hey, and the tofu has to forget about that and look at you. So you're not even adding to the stress in her by saying, don't, no. And then she's going to be like, "Ah, ah, ah, ah." She'll do it anyway because you added stress to her. So to
Right.
not add stress is very important. What you need to do is distract from the stress. Back to
Got it.
you. Take a break. When she looks at you, good girl. Good girl. Here you go. You get a treat. Take a step away from trigger.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to be very honest. Every little problem in any of our dogs cannot be fixed. You have to
Mm-hmm.
come up with easy, not, I don't want to call it a quick or easy fix. You have to come up with alternatives, not fixes all the time. Now, with limited information and me not physically seeing her, I don't want to give you a quick fix to the problem where you feel like she'll never lunge or she'll never react to people. I will tell you, no, there is a possibility she will always do it. How
Mhm.
you deal with it is what we need to work on, and how you snap her out of it before she reacts is what you need to work on. Now, one last point: don't do it only when you feel like she's going to have a trigger. You in your walks, as a daily exercise, start adding recalls, which is talking to your dog randomly for no reason. Topo, good girl. So even if she's sniffing, just call out to her. Let her know my handler's calling me. I should look. I'm getting something in return. So you are not only selectively doing this tofu when there is a bad thing going to happen, you're also doing it when there's a good thing happening. So she feels like this is just a good exercise overall. Okay? Does that help?
Yes, yes, Brinda. I think
Yeah?
cutting the trigger thing that, I'll start
Correct.
practicing and see how it
Correct.
goes.
High value treats. You have a beagle. So I'm guessing 90% there are 10% who would not react to food. 90% would react very well to food.
Yeah.
And anyway, getting attention of a beagle outdoors, I'm guessing most of you know, if you're not trained correctly, is very tough.
Yeah.
So to get her out of something, staring at something, trigger of some sort, to getting her back to looking at you is very difficult. So I would say for everybody that's listening to this today, don't start this randomly when she's at her highest peak of over being overwhelmed walking outdoors. Start with in the building. Start with places where she's not so engrossed. So you feel like you're not failing at this exercise, you're moving forward. So for your sake, start very less. Give yourself very easy goals to pass, and then do it for more extremely distracted areas like walk outdoors, beach area, garden area, etc., etc., etc. So when you're giving yourself a goal, start less and start climbing the ladder slowly, slowly. Easy for the dog as well.
Got it, Brinda. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I
Thank
think we have
you.
I have
So
like two more.
y- yeah, we'll be taking Nitha's query now. Nitha, you can unmute yourself and you can ask. She raised her
Yeah.
hand.
Yes.
Hi. Good afternoon. So I had
Good afternoon.
few questions. So I don't have a beagle. I have a lab,
Okay.
9 months old. He
Okay.
is trained for few things. Few things I've trained him. I had concerns about his harness. So I have his neck collar, and I have a
Color.
harness. So
Yeah.
my trainer told ki it's better you do not use the harness because he is a lab. He'll be growing and he'll be grow big. He'll be huge after a few months.
Yes.
So he'll pull
Huh.
you. Right now also he pulls, but then I have to pull him back. So it's very difficult for me sometimes to just hold him,
Yeah.
take that grip. So how safe is the harness and how safe is the leash on his neck? So I just wanted like because if you pull the neck, it shouldn't hurt them. So
Yeah.
I always have that concern.
Yeah.
So how safe is that?
So for a dog, that's your size of a lab, 9 month old, 8 month old lab, or for that matter, any dog that is pulling the harness or the collar, both can be bad
Okay.
because collar affects, trachea area, neck area, everything. If you pull back, harness affects directly the spine, shoulder, belly, everything.
Okay.
Mostly they have spinal and shoulder injuries because of that. Okay, so um what you need to firstly work on is the pulling. I'm sure you're doing that with your trainer. I'm sure that you would get over no pulling in a dog over time. Now 9 month old lap pulling means what kind of training has happened, plus what kind of practice of this walking training has happened. 9 month old dogs that are still puppies in the head, Labradors are constantly puppies throughout their lives, are why are they pulling so much? First, understand, is it the environment? Is it the environment plus we tell them, chalo, let's go for a walk, come on, it's walk time. So we excite them, so they're excited, plus they're double excited because they're going down and they love to do everything that they do down, meet people, meet other dogs, go in the grass, sniff a lot. So we have already created this environment for your dog. You must do you have a habit of saying it's time to go for a walk, let's go, chalo?
Yes.
Do you excite the dog?
I normally tell, chalo, let's go for a walk. So he gets
Okay.
excited.
Yeah. So once that is your first point where it has started from. Then you go down. Before even going down, he has pulled you to get out of the house.
Yes.
He has pulled you either on the staircase or on the lift.
Yes.
All this plus then when you reach down, pull because he's like, we are out, we are out, we are out, we are out.
Yes.
All this happens. I see this every day in my life. Why? Because we have created a part of this. 80% is our problem. Because we have we allowed him to get excited in the house. We allowed him to get excited when leaving the house, lift, downstairs, everything. Okay?
Okay.
So impulse control, overall impulse control, not just at leash walking, is what you and your dog lack.
Okay.
Overall impulse control. Now, what do I mean by overall impulse control? All these triggers from the house to down are also triggers that need to be fixed. So a regular collar, now it depends on how much he's pulling. Is it too much? Are you usually right behind and he's like always in the front pulling where he's literally getting choked? Is it that bad or is it slightly controllable?
It's controllable, not that
Oh,
bad. Like
it's not that bad.
sometimes in between the walk, he keep
Okay,
pulling.
so it's not that bad, which means you should use a collar. No need to use harness. They can use a lot more power on a harness. Now, if I had to walk a pulling dog on a harness, for me, I would still be able to fix and control that. I don't think without physical help, you can control a dog on a harness that's pulling even 50%, if not 80%. All right. So you should stick to a collar. Now, there are two types of collars. A regular collar. I don't believe in any other harsh methods at all, but a regular collar and a martingale collar without the
Okay.
chain. I'm saying a regular martingale collar. So there
Okay.
is a science behind a martingale collar. Now, but again, I would never suggest someone to use a martingale collar without professional help because you could use it wrong. So let's say you're sticking to a regular collar, unless you have a the trainer to help you and the trainer has any understanding of the martingale collar, then only then you can get that. But with the already existing tool that you have is a regular collar. Now you need to break down this impulse control. You will
Okay.
stop telling him every time, "Chalo, let's go for a walk." You will be calm. What's your dog's name?
Blaze.
Blaze.
No, Blaze. Blaze.
Oh, nice. Blaze. He's behaving also like a Blaze then.
Yeah, he's just woke up from
True
sleep
to his
now.
So simple. Blaze waits around. Blaze already knows it's walk time. You don't need to keep telling him, "Chalo, let's go down." I do, "Chalo, let's go walkie" with my dog. But my dog is very calm. Your dog is not. That's why you cannot for some time.
Okay.
Okay?
Mhm.
As cute as it sounds, you cannot say, "Chalo, let's go." You put the collar, you put the leash. Uh, Going one more step back. In the house, you need to start practicing leash walking. So
Okay.
you need actually a training pouch that is around your waist, a waist training pouch with treats inside that. Guys, you have to use food for all these things, okay? Why? Because I'm trying to make your training process simpler, not just your dogs. I'm also thinking of you in the head and trying to
Mhm.
make it simple for you. So
Okay.
now you start walking in the house. And when you're walking in the house, you have to start walking next to your dog. So if your dog walks in the front, you stop the walk. Call out to him, say, Blaze. Blaze will come back, give him a treat. Okay? Walk again, walk again. Repeat if again he goes in the front. Now
Okay.
he's don't need to say no, nothing, no correcting your dog, nothing. You're simply your dog is going to start understanding. He's getting the food when he's next to you. So in 2 minutes, you're going to start seeing your dog walk next to you instead of ahead of you. Because they're
Okay.
that smart. And then you're going to give him food when he's next to you and saying, "Good boy." And then he's going to be like, "What did I do? Why is she saying good boy to me here?" Then you do another round. And then he's going to slowly start understanding, "Oh, she's saying good boy because I'm walking right next to her." Then
Mhm.
this is a separate time training. Leave the collar for a little while. Take the leash out, put it away. After some time, take the collar out. After some time, if it's time for you to go for a walk, leave the collar, put the leash, and then go for a walk. What I'm trying to do over here is getting him to understand collars can be put in the house as well. No need to get so excited every time. And I want you and him to have a little bit of leash walking, relationship building talk walk in the house where there is very less
Mhm.
distraction.
Okay.
start going out of the house.
Mhm.
He runs in front. He runs first. Does that happen? Where you open the door and he's out first?
Yes, he's the
Stop that.
first person to go out.
Yeah. So stop that. I don't mean out of dominance, but I want him to start understanding he can walk out when you ask him to. This will help you with so much of leash pulling and impulse control. So if he's gone
Okay.
out, call him back. Come on back in. I'm guessing he knows a sit, he knows a stay. Start using that.
Yes, yes.
Okay? Stay. Open the door again. He gets up, shut it. He has to now start understanding what's happening. Why is she shutting the door? What am I doing wrong that I'm not getting to go out? Fourth to fifth time, when you open the door and you continue to say stay to him, he will look at you. You keep rewarding every time he doesn't run out, okay? Keep rewarding. And then he's going to start understanding, okay, I have to wait. Then you take the first step and say, come on, let him walk with you. Same thing for the lift. Same thing to get out of the lift. Which
Okay.
means don't do this whole practice just when you have to go for a walk. Do it at odd hours so you don't have to actually get off the lift because he's going to be pulling you. You go back up and then you get down again and you try again and again and again. Remember, he's 9 months old. You'll have to do a lot of physical practice to get him to understand, oh, I have to be standing next to her, not ahead.
Okay.
I haven't even reached building walk yet. I'm only talking about house to lift lobby. But I
Okay.
want your dog to start looking at you a lot,
Okay.
for which you start giving him a lot of treats. And your sits and stays when to you when to start using it. Okay? Then when you go for a walk, I'm going to give you one simple training tip to start with. Nothing major. The same thing that you are working in the house, you are going to start working outside the house, which is if your dog is in front of you, you stop. You don't pull back. Remember,
Okay.
if you pull back, he will pull again. And then you will pull again and again and again. So no pulling back. You stop the walk and you relax your hand fully. Don't stress and give tension to your elbow when you're walking your dog because you are trying to give so much stress to it so that he doesn't pull, but in the process, he will pull more. So
Okay.
you are going to be relaxed from the beginning. And if he starts walking ahead of you, you stop. And now, because you practice all the walking in the house, he's going to look at you. Or you talk to him, Blaze. And he'll be like, what happened? Then he'll come back to you. Food. Good boy. Walk. If he looks at you, food again, walk. Keep walking, keep walking. He will start understanding to walk next to you and not pull you. And then every time he walks ahead, stop. Call out to your
Okay.
dog. Okay? But tension that you give to your dog should be zero. You be relaxed, your dog will be relaxed. Start communication. You don't need a harness if it's not too much. You don't need a harness at all if it's too much pulling. Collar is enough. It is the way you handle the collar.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
And for that handling part, if you need professional training, I don't know where you're based. Maybe I could help, or maybe I could suggest somebody if you're in another city. But that little bit, physically, if someone can show you once, would be a lot more helpful.
Okay.
I hope this helps.
Yes, yes, of course it
Now,
did.
remember, the trigger is not just when you're walking. The trigger is from the time you say chalo.
Yes.
Okay.
My next question is about his eating habits. So, when he was like still 6.5, 7 months old, he used to eat his kibble. Then he stopped that. Now, I mean, he stopped since he started eating chicken. So it's either I give chicken with vegetable like beetroot, carrot, pumpkin. I just boil that or cook it, and along with that, I give him chicken. And night, I give him rice and chicken. So earlier, he used to have food in the afternoon as well, but then afternoon nowadays he's stopped eating.
You don't
So
need it.
I not
He's a
required.
grown up. He's a grown up. He can eat only 2 times now with a little training treats or some fruit in between. That
So
also is needed.
what I do is I give him either two boiled eggs or omelette, like no, egg omelette of two eggs. So
Okay.
is it necessary or should I stop giving the
Not every
eggs in?
day. You have a lab. He will never stop eating. You have to
Yes.
understand they will constantly eat and eat and eat. They do not have a stop button to eating food. Okay. So
Okay.
you want a healthy non-overweight lap, control the food. Whether he is constantly hungry, coming to you like a cute puppy, no need. You decide morning this time he gets a main meal. Night this time he gets a main meal. Between meals, you want to give him something. You can, but not too much. Like I wouldn't do two boiled eggs. I would do one boiled egg.
Okay.
And I would not do boiled egg every day. You're giving him too much of the egg yellow, which will affect him later in life.
No, I do
Because
not give the yellow. I just give the
no,
white part. So I did
not
check with the
you
vet.
can give the yellow. It's not that you can't
Okay.
give it at all, but sometimes only. I
Okay.
would do twice a week, thrice a week. He's still 9 months, not more. Because you have to understand exercise levels of the dog also matter. We can't keep giving them this much food and only have a 20-minute walk with him. That's too less than.
Right.
Okay. Meal also you have to count in terms of grams. It has to be 3% of his body weight.
Oh, okay.
Divided into protein, carb, fiber, all of that. So that is something, I mean, since we're not doing just food, I won't get into details of that, but each meal you give, the main meal, should be well balanced and not too much or too less. Okay? 3%
Okay.
of his body weight, whatever it comes to, you have to divide that with the correct nutrients and give both times a day. I'm very open to fresh food, but you don't overdo it.
Okay.
And in the middle, you give your basic. One day I would do fruit. One day I would let him chew on some carrot, boiled carrot, or just maybe switch between fruit of little few pieces of papaya or watermelon or egg. Keep switching, alternate.
Okay.
So you don't overdo the excessive egg
Okay.
or excessive fruits for that, right?
Mhm.
That's enough for a Labrador to eat. As long as you're doing justice to his two big main meals, giving correct amount, the mid snack you don't need to worry. It's just a
Okay.
simple mid snack.
And I'm sorry, I'm asking too many
No,
questions. It's about his itching habit. He keeps off lately. He's been itching too much on his near, like
where are
near
you
the
based?
neck. Sorry,
Where are you based in Bombay? Mumbai?
Thane. Yeah, Mumbai.
You're in Thane.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to understand climate. Okay. Lots of dogs are going through this, right? Weather does not suit them. It's because of the humidity. Um, Even Indies actually are very allergic to so much that happens around them. Now, in his case, it could be the climate, it could be the change in climate, it could be the diet.
Okay.
There are many factors why a dog is itching excessively. Your first uh, thing that you need to rule out is getting him checked with a vet and let the vet understand where his itching is coming from. Is it something he's eating? Is it his environment? What is it?
Okay.
It could be carpets in the house. It could be dust. We don't know. So till you don't know why this itching is happening, what the cause of the itching is, don't change anything because the cause could be something completely different and you're changing something completely different in the dog. It
Right.
could be the shampoo,
Okay.
right? So itching in a dog is so subjective in the sense you'll never know why until you find out or do some tests with a vet. So for usually what vets would tell is to figure out if it's a food allergy, give only two things to see if it's one of them. Then add a third thing to see if it's the third thing or nothing. Then add, so you slowly keep adding to understand what the itching is. So it's a very long
Okay.
process if the itching is because of food. But only a vet will have to tell you that, not me.
Okay. And
Yeah.
one more last question. How often do we have to get up pets? No, their spa or their bath, their brush. Like how often?
So basic grooming, any dog. I'm not even talking about small size Shih Tzus. They need a lot more. But let's say your beagles and your labs short coat dogs, still once a day. I'm talking
Okay.
about basic grooming. Eye cleaning, I'm guessing depending on how much mucus they have around the eyes, once or twice a day. Um, I'm very big on teaching pet parents basic medication and grooming anyway during my training. So I teach them ear cleaning, toothbrush, teeth brushing, how to put eye drops, how to check them, basically how you should check your dog's temperature. All that you guys should know. But in my basic grooming, I would clean the dog, brush the dog once a day, a lab or a beagle easily once a day. Check their paws. Between the paws is where, you know,
Mhm.
right? Ticks are
Right.
sometimes hidden, flea sticks, all that. Check for that once a day, minimum once a day. If you can do twice, nothing like it. check tail area, check sensitive body parts to see if you find anything alien. Check ears, smell ears. The smell of the ears makes so much of a difference to understand fungal, not fungal. And as far as going to the groomer is concerned, it really depends on you. I mean, you can give them a bath. Um, I love giving dogs a bath. So I would give my dog a bath in the house and she goes to the groomer once a month. But she needs to go once a month because she's a shih. With labs, I mean 1.5 months. You don't need to go that often. But if you don't like to give dogs a bath for whatever other reason you have, then they need to go for a weekly bath. They need to have a weekly bath, indoors or outdoors. And basic spot trimming and all that has to happen depending on your dog's hair growth, once in a month or once in 1.5.
So they have this hair foliage. His hair is shedding a lot these
Yeah,
days. So is
yeah.
it because of the climate or
It could be.
maybe
It
or
could be diet or climate. It's
diet of
usually
now?
these two reasons. Diet plays a huge role in a dog's. Just like us, like we will have hair fall if we don't
Right.
have any protein, but for them it's different thing. That's not just protein related always.
Oh,
So again, that you once you check with
wet.
the vet what the cause is, you'll know how to work.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I hope it was helpful.
Yes, yes, indeed it was. Thank you.
Thank you,
You're-
We have one question in the chat. I'll just
Yeah.
wait. I'll read it to you. So Dr. Nishra Sehra has a question that we have a well-settled beagle boy, 3.5 years old, and we are soon going to have a baby. While our boy is not the jealous type, but we still want to make the transition as easy for
Yes,
him as possible.
yes,
Any tips
yes,
around the right methods of
yes.
introducing a
Lot,
fur baby?
lot. Dogs don't feel jealousy, number one thing. Dogs are very simple animals. I love them, maybe that's why. They don't feel any complex emotions like jealousy, guilty, embarrassment, whatever you see on your Insta. Oh, so cute, they're so guilty and jealous. So untrue. They're just FOMO. Literally, I'm using the word FOMO on a call. They feel like, what's going on between? Why are these two hugging? Why am I not part of it? Just very innocent, okay? Which I feel and dogs are so attached to humans, so they always want to. So all of us humans, they always want us. They always want to be around us because they live in that kind of pack. They are they are the type as an animal to be very close to humans. But yes, in our training, whether there is a baby involved or not, we always teach our humans that attachment has to be a certain level. Then dog has to understand to have a life of their own. Okay, to do things by themselves, not do anything at all. With age, that is something we do with our dogs, and at a very young age we teach dogs to be by themselves. So you can have a life, you can go out, you can go for a movie. People coming to your house could be scared. Dog has to understand to be in another room or tied up somewhere in a good way, not in a punishment manner. All these things make a huge difference um, growing up, and especially when baby is involved. Okay, now I'm going to give you a quick few tips and how very very important it is. Don't wait for the baby to be born and then take this cloth in the house and let him smell the cloth. That is there, but you need to prepare the dog in the house anyway, because definitely your dog is going to start feeling you're giving him less attention and you're giving a new member of the family more attention. And that's bound to happen to any of us, right? So now you need to start preparing for the dog to be by himself. Now, how do you do that? If you have a certain set routine, start changing that routine, because that's going to start happening with you guys. When the baby is there, your routine will be haywire. Dog shouldn't feel like, it's 5 o'clock. Why is she not playing with? It's 5:30. It's time for me to go for a walk. Nobody cares. I'm going to bark or I'm going to distract. I'm going to do something because I need their attention. I need them to understand it's my time. So change the routine a little bit. Everything you're doing at sharp, whatever time, do it before, after 15 minutes, 20 minutes, here and there. Start with your walks, start with giving time to him, all of that. If you have a habit of him constantly being around you and your dog has no sense of being by himself, being independent, you need to work a lot on being independent. Now, how? If your dog is going to be with you 24/7 in the house, in the room, now you need to start keeping your dog outside of the room. Unfortunately, this sounds harsh, but this is exactly what's going to happen when you have a baby. Or let him be in the room and you step out, but Basically, I need him to be away from human, physically and mentally separate from human. 5 minutes a day. 5 minutes is all I'm asking, not more, because it's 3.5 years old. So start less. Are you on the call? Like, I would like to know. I mean, do you does he know at all to be away from you guys? Not at all. Then I'll tell you how deep you need to go into this.
Hi, Brinda.
Right?
Yes. Yes, yes,
Hi.
I'm on the call. Hi.
Okay. So how is it? Does he stay without you at all? Is that even in the picture or not at all?
He does, but if I'm in the room, I mean, if I'm in the house and if it's just me and him, then of
Yeah.
course, every room that I go to, he'll follow me around.
You follow.
Yeah.
Follow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you
So
see.
even if he's sleeping and he realizes that, I've stepped out of the room, he will follow me.
Okay. Now, I don't know how you are as a person, but if I had a baby, I would want my dog everywhere, wherever I went with the baby. But there are a lot of my clients who will be like, no, 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 I need to want dog in the room for all the time I'm there. Maybe he'll bark randomly when when the bell rings or something he hears, and then the baby will wake up. So I need some time out from dog and baby, and that's okay. So are you that person that would want some time out from dog, where you and baby are in another room, dog not around? How is your scenario? Then I'll explain to you.
No, I think we're quite okay with him being in the
Okay.
same room because he's quite quiet and
Okay.
calm. Yeah,
Ah,
yeah. So he doesn't bark a lot unless there's some sort of trigger.
okay.
Yeah.
Good.
So he's
And not,
usually very quiet to be around, and
but
we're
then get
perfectly
him
okay.
to understand boundaries in that room.
Yeah,
Meaning,
yeah.
if I'm on the bed, and if you've always for the last 3 years jumped on the bed, now that is a complete no-no, because you don't know where the baby is going to be. Dog doesn't mean to harm. Okay, I would love a baby and dog to have a great relationship, but you start with dog not jumping on the bed, coming very close to baby. Boundaries have to be set from the beginning. So if you and dog and baby are going to be in the same room, start giving your dog a comfortable space and a very secure space in that room. Same room that you and baby are going to be in. So he feels like I have mama. She's a few steps away from me, but that's okay. I'm doing my thing on the side. So you start building that from now, that little area that you want to give to your dog as his comfortable, secure area with his bed, his toys, food, water around, and give all the amazing chew toys there, over there. The Doxy Yaki Chew or anything that he likes to play with or sniff with. Um, all the activities he likes to do, beagle, do a lot of nose activities, do in the corner. That little area that you want to set for the dog, start now. So by the time uh, things are going to change in the house with a new family member, he's settled. So he feels like I'm used to mama being a bit away from me and not giving me constant attention. I'm used to that. So even if he's following you in every room, he needs to now understand that doesn't mean you're constantly going to talk to him. You're constantly going to give him some kind of attention. He's got to start being independent. One corner of the room. All right? Is he the type to listen and be okay with not jumping on the bed, or do you need help of the leash? I don't know.
So we've tried the former part where we've, tried to designate a corner for him where we always give him food and the newer yakis and the newer chewies. But he's never taken to a corner. He always likes to be around us. So if we are on the bed, he would want to be on the bed. Unfortunately, that's just the situation that we are
Because
in right now.
you allowed it. Yeah, because
Yeah,
you allowed it. It's two-sided, not just
yeah,
the
yeah.
dog is doing that because you allowed it. So slightly, this is going to be slightly tough because it's three
Yeah,
plus,
because he sleeps
but
also
never
with us at
impossible.
night.
Never impossible. Yeah, yeah. I'm guessing that. I don't know. Is that going to continue? Is that going to not continue? I don't know. Will
We'll
it
also have to
continue where he
figure
sleeps
that
with you
out.
and baby's in a cot, or you're going to
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah,
I
we
feel that
we
you
are
should
we
already have a
have
backup.
yeah.
Yeah, and in general, have a backup in the sense allow sometimes on the bed and now start no bed sometimes, which means he has to be put down from the bed, go and sleep
Right.
on your. He's going to feel like,
Yeah.
what did you just do to me? But you have to keep a backup ready, right? You don't know
Yeah.
what you are going to be doing in the future.
Yeah. So we have trained him for commands like down. So he
Yeah,
understands that that means that he has to get off the bed.
get off.
So
Yeah, and he does that.
yeah, he does that.
Lots of love and good boy if he actually gets down, gets off. And then in a secure place, for a little while do a positive tie up, which means he's tied up but doesn't have to be punishment. So you give him all the fun things to chew on when he's tied up. So he feels like, wow, this is a good thing. And he needs to slowly start liking the fact that that corner is his space. So 7 days a week, 4 days he has to be told to get off. And 3 days you continue to allow him. Then slowly, 5 days off, 2 days on
Right.
until baby comes. Then slowly, gradually, up to you. Allow, don't allow. It also depends on you. As long as your dog is okay to get off when there is a new member in the room. The reason I'm telling you is to keep doing it is don't do it when the baby is already there. Then suddenly start telling get off, get off, get off. Prepare him from now.
Right.
Right? One, two. Very important. Start YouTube sounds of baby crying, baby screaming, happy sounds, sad sounds, screeching on your YouTube in a particular room or anywhere in the house. And that time do positive things with the dog. First 2 days, don't do anything. Just see how he reacts to it. If he's just looking at it and goes to sleep, that means he's least bothered. If he runs away to another room, means he's like, hey, what is this? I don't like this now. Then we need to play it more and more and more. And then start doing fun things around that, which is play with him when the sounds are going on, give him food when the sounds are going on, just basic things, right? So he starts understanding these sounds are not that bad that I need to run away or need to stress out or be anxious about it. I could just play and go to sleep. So we prepare him for the sounds. Okay.
Right.
Third point, we prepare him for us holding baby. And everything you're going to do when you hold baby. You're going to talk to baby cutely. You're going to walk in the house with the baby. You're going to sit on the couch. You're going to sit on the bed with the baby. So you have to get a fake baby. No, don't do these, but fake, literally a fake baby. Wrap it around cloth and just walk in the house and do, oh, I love you, and whatever you're going to say to your baby, and see how he reacts.
Okay.
Okay, because I want to know how he reacts in the sense, is he like barking? And I think your dog is super sweet. If he's very quiet, he'll just look at you, jump, and be like, what's in your hand? Let him sniff and then again walk. Then after some time, if you're going to sit on the couch with the baby, fake baby, and if he's right there, uh-uh, can you please go back, stay there, or get down, next to my legs. So no
Okay.
sudden movements around baby, because who will you take care of, the real baby or the dog jumping suddenly?
Yeah.
You don't have sudden movements. I would do all this with collar and leash on in the house.
Okay.
So you have better control of your dog and you just don't keep pushing the chest. It's not going to like that.
Okay.
Right? So start putting collar leash in the house, because you're going to use that a lot more when you actually have baby in the house.
Hmm.
Okay. And then lastly, yes, when baby's over there, when baby's with you, somebody will have to bring some cloth and let him sniff, all those basic things you have to do. But this I'm telling you to prepare much in advance with actually things that you're going to be doing in the house with the dog, and start
Right.
setting boundaries.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Brinda.
Of course, you're welcome, and all the best, and congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. We have Reina. Reina, raise a hand. Can you please unmute yourself and ask a question?
Yeah. Hi, Brinda.
Hi.
Brinda, I have a 2.5-year-old beagle. She's okay. She had all the issues of, the lunging while walking. That now is all settled down. But
Yeah.
now my major issue is she keeps picking up randomly food from the road. It's very difficult. Once it is in her mouth, she leave it. Nothing is going to get it out of her mouth.
Very stubborn.
Okay.
Very stubborn.
Yeah. Meaning, and she will find the smallest of with her nose. I cannot see it, but she has found it, and it is in a second down. So far we have been lucky. There's been no stomach issues, but I don't want. I'm trying my best. I've tried with treats along, like when she's got it, trying to get it to drop it. No, doesn't work.
When did
So
she start?
this has been going on forever.
Forever. And
Yeah.
2+. Do you go to the lot of reasons again? Okay, it could be the same boring walk, same route of walking.
Yeah, we tend to do similar areas. Yes.
Usually when dogs do a lot of picking up food, usually when my dogs are doing this kind of behavior, there is something that's triggering this, obviously, and there's something that's happening in the house. A lot of my attention seeking or anxious dogs do that. when they don't have enough relationship with humans, where there's not too much time given to the dog to take out energy, mental and physical, at home, they come out and tend to be damn destructive of some kind. And in your case, it is, I'm just damn frustrated. I just have to like get things from the floor. It could also be that she lacked something in her diet, and it's medical. That's why she has to keep eating, keep eating, keep eating. Or she's just being a beagle where they are also voracious eaters. They are very much like apps when it comes to food, and they're like, give me whatever amount of food I'll keep eating. Okay. So if it's that, then I would always say rule out a medical problem. Is there anything she's lacking in terms of nutrition, which is why she's constantly, in terms of nutrition or in terms of nutrients, which is why she's constantly looking for food on the floor. If you rule out a medical problem, if there is nothing medically
No,
wrong,
that I have checked with the vet. Medically, there is nothing wrong. I know she's a foodie, meaning that is
yeah,
that's what I foresee. Meaning is what I understand is food. Meaning you give her if you had a 10 kilo bag of
yes,
food,
yes,
you would she
yeah,
would eat
would
up
be
the whole
fine.
thing. So
Yes,
there was
yes, which means she, even when you try to say anything to her outdoor, there is no connection she has with you outside, which means she's like, you talk. I'm not listening to you. I'm going to keep doing what I want. So now you have a problem. And like I told you even earlier, every problem I don't want to fix on a call for you. I have to give you alternative, because right now you're in a hurry to stop that. Fixing it takes time. Taking her mind off that is easier. Okay? Simple rule. You have to start having a relationship with your dog. Why is she's a beagle? You all know what beagles were bred to do, right? And you know her sense of smell is supremely powerful, which means if she sticks to one smell, she's just going to be like, and not bother about you. That is the biggest drawback of a beagle. That is the one thing when we train beagle pet parents we work on is relationship building. So your dog listens, stops doing what your dog is supposed to stop doing if you ask her to stop doing outside the house, or do what you want your dog to do. So again, go back and do a lot of relationship building with your dog at home. Walk with the leash and collar in the house. Take 2 steps, stop. Call out to her. What's your dog's name?
Zoe. That's Zoe.
Zoe. Zoe. So if she's walking, Zoe, look, good girl. 2 steps, Zoe. Zoe looks good dog. 3 steps, Zoe. Hey, hey. She looks straight. Now she's more food motivated, which means you have to outside. If she's looking down, there is something you need to have which is so good that she forgets to look down and looks at you. Simple. But don't start this Zoe thing on the floor of your compound on day one. Day 1 to day 7, focus more on doing that work 10 times a day for 2 minutes in the house, in your lobby area, on your floor. So I'm trying to make it slightly more exciting and distracting for her, but still very much under control. Then when you go outside the lobby after trying this for 7 days minimum, change the treat to a higher value treat. So all this you could do with basic treats in the house. But if you have to go out, do dehydrated chicken, liver, all that in a pouch. Let her smell it, go down, stop at the lobby, and then start doing Zoe. And if she looks good, give 1 treat, give 2 treats, good dog. And then
I did do some similar something like that, but the trick was what she used to do is, okay, look at me, take the treat, whatever I had given her,
yeah,
eat it up, and then zoop, gone back to the thing on the floor. So
okay.
what
How are you even controlling her on leash matters? But also continue this. Don't give up just because she went back to the food. How quick do you walk your dog? Is she pulling? Is she the one who decides where to go? Or
No, now the pulling is barely minimal. Okay, earlier till she was 1 year, she was
if
crazy.
she's walking, if she wants to go right, do you take right, or do you stop and do what you want to do, or do you let your dog decide what?
No, I give her because I don't know. I feel that it's her walk. Let her enjoy, unless there's something,
No.
Yeah,
don't let her. You will start deciding. If you want to go there and she's going there, keep walking there. Keep walking. Say, come on, good dog. No reacting badly. All you're going to do is, as in, I don't want you to correct, saying, no, don't go there. I don't want you to do that. I just want you to be like, Zoe, we're walking here. She has to have some sort of respect for you now. She has to understand you're taking over that walk. So she feels like, okay, I think I need to follow what she's saying. This is more interesting. I'm obviously going wrong somewhere. And she's not taking me there. So I'm going to continue what she wants me to. Take breaks, get her attention more onto you. And if you're doing it little bit similar to what I've told you, double it. Double it, because whatever you've done is not enough. So double it. 1. 2, change routes of your walks. Extremely important. She's supposed to sniff in a walk, not eat in a walk. Why is she eating and not sniffing? Because she sniffed everything and she knows all the smells around. So she's like, now that's boring. Now I want to just pick for things because I need my mind to do something. Very high energy dogs. Very stubborn breed. Very stubborn breed. So I cannot have the dog take over your walk. You have to take over. So the second you change the route, she's not going to be very interested in eating. She's going to be like, this leaf smells different. This is a bit different. That's different. She's going to sniff more because it's going to be more exciting and rewarding for her. Then constantly be like, what do I eat now? What do I eat now? What do I eat now? It's becoming an addiction for her now. Before you go for a walk, I would tire the dog a little bit in the house. A high energy dog, I would play a few rounds of fetch in the house. I would do a little bit of tug in the house. I would do some sniffing game in the house. You know, there's basic search games that you can do with your dog. Do a little bit of anything that I mentioned, 5 to 6 minutes indoors. Then take her outdoors. Simple reason, she will be a little tired. When she's a little tired, she's not going to go berserk taking things in her mouth. You take a very high energy, excited dog down. I'm saying take a low energy, slightly tired dog down. Try at least that. Okay? Try
Yeah.
at least that. And if she really likes to hold things in her mouth, like a stick or a yaki chew or a ball or her Kong, small size, not too big, start getting her to hold that in her mouth on your walks. After some time, she'll drop it because her jaw will start hurting. That's fine. Pick it up and put it in your bag. And then continue to walk. Once the jaw is a bit tired, she's going to do a lot less of on the floor, movement of jaw. Because it's tired, she wants to give it a break. Okay? So don't only think of how you can stop her from eating downstairs. Think of how you can tire her out mentally, physically, with jaw, body language wise, where she doesn't feel like eating at all. Don't try to stop once she starts doing the eating. Try to stop this completely, where she doesn't have to go only till the eating from the floor part.
Mhm.
That is what you need to work on because your dog is also older.
And I have a second query based on the question which the parent asked about the food thing. Yeah, okay, you mentioned about the quantities, but if you like 3% of the diet, meaning the weight of the dog, but does it need to be only 2 meals, or the same quantity can be divided into 3? Does that make a difference?
Depends house to house. In India, most of our pet dogs live with people in the house. Even if someone's going to work, they're always with somebody. My previous vet used to always say that it's better with our domesticated dogs that have little exercise levels to split it. But ideally, it's not possible for everybody because they are at work, there's nobody to look after, they stay alone. So if you have the bandwidth forever to break and divide the same meal into 3 because there is somebody to feed the dog in the middle, do it. It's no hard and fast rule to do just 2 meals, or no, you should split and divide it into 3. It depends on your lifestyle because your lifestyle is what your dog's lifestyle is going to be. So it depends on that. If you have the bandwidth, do it. If you feel like it's just a lot to do in a day, every day, and if you feel like it's easier to do 2 meals with a little bit of something in between or nothing in between, stick to that. See what suits you. Dog will adjust. Dog will always adjust.
Okay, thanks. No, I was just questioning from the dog's point of view, does that make a difference? Okay.
And with beagles, so I feel you all should be very concerned. And from a young age, be very controlled.
Yeah, that is the
what
thing
they're eating.
exactly with that 2 meals a day. I don't think she would be able to survive because we are so used to that third meal or a third snack or whatever. So that is why I was questioning.
Fair enough. So you could make 2 big major meals, and the middle one could be your time because you know that this is how you have raised her and it's 2 years plus now and you want to
Hmm.
continue that with the same type of life, then definitely yes, that mid snack you continue to give something. Don't do the same thing every day, like not just banana every day, it's too much for her. Not just egg every day, because all this will affect later in life. So you
Okay,
stick
and
to,
and also you mentioned egg is egg not good, or is it
yeah, it is great
the
in any cooked
okay,
form.
no,
But
you were mentioning for the lab two is too much, is it?
yeah,
For
yeah,
a
yeah. If your dogs are eating two big meals,
okay, that
which
was
they're supposed to eat according to their body type, exercise level, weight, everything, then the mid snack has to be in control.
okay, okay,
Correct? If the meal is not going to be as per their breed, body type, exercise level, then the mid snack can be more. But in your case, I
okay.
feel like not needed because she's living for food.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, not needed. Typical
Okay,
routine.
thanks for your
You're welcome.
responses. Yeah.
Thank you. We have Tanvi here. Tanvi, you can unmute yourself and ask a question.
Yeah. I guess this one will be the last.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's the last
No worries.
one.
Hi, Brinda.
Yeah.
Hi, hi,
Um,
Tanvi.
as such, I have a behavioral issue regarding us, I guess. Like, we did a mistake earlier when I have a beagle. She's 1 year, 9 months old. And initially, when we, introduced us to the whole family, so we had bought a bed for her, but she used to come and sleep with us sometimes, but very rarely she used to sleep on a bed. So now, since last a month or two, we have bought a cage for her, like from Amazon Basics, the foldable metal cage which has a gate. And while we sleep at night, we give like we put the cage and give her the space for washroom as well. So initially, she was very scared of that cage and the noise of that cage, the irritating noise which it
Yeah,
makes.
yeah,
So we tried training her with treats and we tried, introducing her to the cage. And she got comfortable with it. Like she
yeah,
started sleeping in it. But
yeah,
later on, as she got friendly with the cage, she used to push it with the head and then she used to come on the bed itself and jump.
yeah.
So now what we are doing is like 2 days a week we try to make her sleep in the cage and rest with us or with the mother-in-law sometimes. So she is used to both the things, cage and sleeping with us as well.
No,
But
she doesn't need to be used to sleeping with you. You only have to
okay.
work on your cage. If you do only twice, then she'll be like, why only these 2 days? Why can't I sleep all days with you? What is the point of giving her both options when you want to sleep with her?
Mm-hmm. And one more thing, like, would it affect her mentally? I mean,
It
if
is
we
there
like.
till she learns to be calm in the grade. I will not say no. I mean, it's a very
Mm-hmm.
ideal. We all would if we had a change in our routine. It would affect
Right.
us a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, it will affect her. Yes, but the idea is to get her over that and get her to get again used to that independence, being independent and enjoying that independence. She should not do it for the sake of, she should enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, beagles are so, I can't explain to you how smart those dogs are. Like, she's learned how to push it to your bed and climb on it. And so it needs to be away from the bed. It needs to,
Right.
two ends of the backside of that cage have to be tied up to something so that she can't push it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then she has to learn to, you've given her enough space to sleep somewhere, sleep on the ground, sleep on the bed, all of that, right? So there's enough space for her to move around.
Right. Huh.
She doesn't need anything else. She has to just learn to be okay with it. Technically, if she's 1 plus, she doesn't need to pee in the crate at all. Why can't she control? So that is a
No,
toilet.
we give her the bathroom access in the crate itself. We put it in that way that she has half bedroom and the washroom access as well. So she
But I'm
goes in the washroom. So pee poo.
she doesn't need to pee poop at 1 year plus. She
Mm-hmm.
should learn to control night to morning.
Okay, okay.
So the whole place should be her sleeping fun area, not toileting area. But that's a
Oh.
toilet. I'll just give you one simple example on how you can fix that. The
Mm-hmm.
last thing the dog does in the night will make a huge difference in her settling down at night in the crate. So you need to really tire her. Take her for a walk.
Okay.
Things being also the last time happens before you sleep on and she sleeps. And she gets physically tired. Lot of sniffing at the walk. So she's mentally tired. right?
Okay.
When
Mm-hmm.
she goes in the crate, she has her water, her meal, everything done. Ideally, you want to keep the washroom area, keep, but what I'm saying is wean her off that. She doesn't really need it. All right?
Okay.
Once you've done
Yeah, yeah.
that, once you've done that and she's in the crate, she needs to do something really fun. Yaki chewing. I would take, I can't think of any other cloth right now. I would take like, you know, big size cloth pieces. If your dog is not used to tearing apart cloth, I would make
Mm-hmm.
knot it and hide dry treats inside that. Give two such
Right.
things to her in the crate. So after walk, when she's tired, she's had her water, she's finished eating, she still gets something fun from the crate. So she's gonna take it out, take it out, take it out from all over, right? So that will tire her more. Now you've given her very little time to try to fight it and run out of the crate. Because she's like, I'm too tired. This is amazing. Now I'm going to go to sleep. That's
Mm-hmm.
what you work on. If you correctly tire her out before her sleep time, she has no choice but to enjoy that crate time because she's like, I'm done. See you tomorrow morning. That's what should happen. One last point because it's behavior. Don't do it only at night. Your biggest mistake is you're only doing it, giving her full freedom all day and then expecting her to be quiet in the night.
Right.
Do this once even in the daytime, which is her sleep time, afternoon nap. Let it
Mm-hmm.
be. Same rules. Tire her out before the nap, extra walks, so extra sniffing, some playing in the house. So when it's actually time for her to sleep and you put her in the crate, she will. See,
Okay.
I'm not saying she will not get up and do cuckoo, cuckoo, ba, 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 why will lock me? What I'm saying is over time she'll learn to reduce that stress and
Mm-hmm.
get it. Then it'll become a muscle memory that acha crate mein jaake sona hi hai. They'll leave me when it's time for me to get up. Why am I creating such a big ruckus? That
Right.
comes with time. That will not happen overnight.
Okay, okay. Got it.
So try
Thank you
that
so
and
much.
daytime and nighttime. Never just one time. Never.
Sure, sure. Definitely I'll try it.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Done.
Like the time is exceeding, but is it okay? I think Roshni has raised her hand. I hope you can ask Roshni. Just we'll be closing very soon. Then.
Hi, my name is Vivan and I'm Tofu's sibling.
Okay.
After
Hi.
Tofu comes back from her walk, we clean her paws, but still she always keeps biting and licking them. We've tried to distract her with treats, but she just eats them and starts biting them again.
While you're cleaning,
So how
she
to
bites
stop
or
it?
after your cleaning is done?
Uh, After the cleaning.
After the cleaning is done, she's going and biting the paws too much or just little bit and then stop.
Yeah, too much.
Is it wet?
No.
It's dried, fully dried because it can't be moist. That could be a reason. Fungal infection is developing and she's getting itchy. So she's just like biting, 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 biting.
Okay.
Two, it could be if you're using some scented wipe, don't use scented wipe. Use a plain cloth, but it has to be dried very well. So if it's dried and if she's still biting, you need to check it with the vet. Why is she doing that? You always, when there is a change in a dog's behavior and something to do with body, which is like biting a paw, which is very unusual, after you clean it, if she's doing that, the first thing you need to do is cross check and rule out any medical problem.
Okay.
If you rule out a medical problem and if she's still doing it, then we work on behavioral problem. But this particular thing is very medical. Post your cleaning, if it's dry and not even moist, there is no reason to keep chewing on it or biting it. No reason. So you need to check it medically.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I think we are done for today,
Yes,
and
this is great.
and I'm really sure, like Brinda, you answered all the questions very well, and all the participants are,
I hope so. I hope so. Yes.
So I will just wrap this session up, and I'll also I just want to let everyone know that like we have a Pawsome Pet Parent Club where Brinda takes the sessions alternate Saturdays. So that's one place where like we organize this specifically for this group. But if you want, like you want to know more about your pet, and you like the session and you want to continue that, so you can come and join there as well. I'll share the link in the message, and we you can join that session, or like you can join that group as well. And I think we'll close this for today. And thank you so much, Brinda, for your time. I know this exceeded, but
No worries. Thank you. Thank you.
okay. And thank you everyone for joining in, and being the part of the session and making it a great success. So yeah, let's have a happy weekend, and let's wrap it up. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Brinda.
Thank you,
Thanks,
everyone.
Brenda. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
everyone.
See you
Thank you.
guys. Bye.
Bye bye.